welcome back to another trade recap. Yeah, I'm actually quite mad. And I'll actually first show you my statistics. Up $1,000, 42% win rate. Total trades 9 right now. So how do I have a 42% win rate if it's nearly close? Okay then. Well, 3 wins to 4 losses. This is February. I actually had a win earlier in February, but FX Replay was like glitching out. I'm actually really mad because it would have been 2 wins for February, not 1. And I took a bit of losses in the end of January, and I'll show you why I ended up taking so many losses coming up on the last stretch of January. I mean, I still ended up a little bit positive, but it's still sad, and I'm upset that I would have had 2 wins coming into February already, but FX Replay, of course. So for those strings of losses in January, oh my god, what is wrong with this site? Yo, they need to get their shit together, bro, because why is it taking... We're having lagging trades that are not executing and not working as they should. Then this thing's taking forever to actually load. It's pissing me off. So anyways, in January, that last stretch of the month, I was losing trades because I was in this. I was in here. As you can see, you can see January 24th, 25, like the last stretch of January. Literally. It's because this was like a consolidation area. It was very hard to get a read on price. Like from here to here, I'm thinking, okay, we're going up. We come back into the range. From here, I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're going down. We ended up going up. Here, I'm thinking we're going up. We went down. Then we were here, and I was like, what are we doing? So it was just really confusing as to what price was doing here. So that last stretch of January is why I ended up taking all those losses. And then coming into February now, I ended up having one break-even trade. I think this was the day I got the win on that didn't execute, which really pissed me off. And then I just got a win here. So let's just run through this. It's very straightforward what the bias is. We've been up. We technically have no reason to keep going higher, but I don't want to fight order flow. So unless I have a reason to go short, I'm not going to. So obviously I came in with a bullish bias. And you can even take a closer look on the 4 hour. Nothing about price suggests that we're going to have continuous short-term or long-term bearish expansion to the downside, right? Nothing here suggests that. We're just bullish, 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 so we don't want to fight that. So it definitely came in bullish here. This is actually very similar to the last trade recap I covered. The setup is really similar, actually. So, anyways, on the 4 hour, what am I looking at? I'm marking on my 1800 candle and my 600 candle on both assets. And I'm just seeing how that daily candle is forming out. We didn't really go anywhere. But I did recognize that we had a nice draw on liquidity here if we wanted to go higher. And honestly, yeah, not much. I was also looking at if we had any SMTs. I think funnily enough, we did actually. We came back into this fair value gap. I didn't even notice that until just now. But there's an SMT here. Because we didn't tap into this, I guess there's no fair value gap here. But regardless, we didn't take this low like we did on NASDAQ. So, I'm not sure if it's 100% that relevant, but no, it probably is relevant. But honestly, that was really just it. Taking note of where we were in time, our potential draw on liquidity, and I think most of my analysis was conducted on the 1 hour because it's just clear. So coming into market open, we took this low here. We swept it. Not so much. If we're not counting this, there wasn't really an SMT here. But the setup just looked kind of clear that, hey, we sweep this, clear draw on liquidity, and we were coming back into the range really aggressively. So at this point, I'm like, okay. So I just went down to the 30-minute, and I'm trying to get a fractal model, right? A 30-minute fractal model or a 15-minute fractal model. But I realized coming into week close, this is a C3 closure, and this one is a C2 closure, right? Because we close back within the range of this candle. So this would be a C2 closure. and this would be a C3 closure. Same actually not the same candle. So yeah, this is the same thing. This is also a C2 closure right here. C2 closure. And now that I think about it, from here to here there is an SMT, but we ended up taking it anyways. But we get a C2 closure and a C2 closure, right? So then I go down to the 3 or the 50 minute. You can wait for the 50 minute, whichever one. I'm trying to figure out when I went down below. I'm pretty sure I noticed this on the yeah, so I waited for the sweep technically. So I waited for them both to come down to sweep them out, and when they both swept out and then closed back within the range, I was like, okay, C2 closure, C3 closure, right? So that was when I went down to the 3 minute. And at this point, I want to have a change in state of delivery, right? Wait a minute, where was my entry? Did I erase my entry? I'm pretty sure I took this trade on ES, and I took this trade on ES just because it was cleaner. So I waited until we had a change in state of delivery, which for me on ES was here. So I'm not sure why I deleted my long thing, but I think, was it here? Where did I enter this? I think I entered here, and my stop was, I don't think this is how I entered it though. My stop was somewhere here, but my entry was, I'm not even sure. Let's just write out 1 to 2. My entry could have been probably at the bodies here. Something like that. And I took this on ES once we closed above here, which is this candle. Not 100% sure where we entered. I might have entered here. No, that's not where I entered. I think this candle before it closed was probably a little bit lower. So, I don't know, something like this. And yeah, so I just aligned that fractal model. Once I saw that fractal, I went down, waited for a change in state of delivery. Now, what is the equivalent of this on NASDAQ? That would be this here. So you could also take this on NASDAQ, but I think for me, so this closure of this candle, and then bodies could have been, probably would have put them at these bodies here and then targeted 1 to 2, which, yeah, you would have gotten, yeah, right there. So yeah, so you get your sweep or SMT, then you get your fractal, and then you look, and then once you have your fractal, you go down, look for a change in state of delivery, and then it just shoots off. And then obviously you're targeting real targets. We were really close to this, but because we had not really gone anywhere, it can be expected that we can get that 1 to 2, right? I would say NASDAQ was a little bit closer to the draw, like the actual draw on liquidity here. So this delivered pretty nicely. Yeah, so that was that trade. I don't really have anything else to say. With that being said, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah, hopefully I'll be back with some more results, some more good results. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.